are... Okay, everybody, we are back. And we are tracking more severe storms across the region, so definitely come on in and say hi. We're on YouTube and Facebook. And so a couple minutes ago, we were on tracking a severe thunderstorm warning in Seminole County, and now we are back on tracking for parts of Volusia, parts of Seminole, as well as parts of Brevard County as we take a look at the severe thunderstorm warning. This is up by Ariel, Oak Hill, Maytown, even back towards now down towards the Canaveral National Seashore, back down towards Geneva, Snow Hill, and even Oviedo seeing more of that rain as well. But we're seeing these storms slowly making the southeasterly track. So all of these storms going to be making their way towards Playa Linda Beach, Mims, Titusville, Kennedy Space Center. So all these storms slowly going to be making their way down to the southeast. So if you're just joining us, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Volusia County, parts of Brevard County, parts of Seminole County until 3:30 p.m. So we have about a half hour left in this severe thunderstorm warning. So something that we're going to be watching for the next little bit. So if you are in any of these areas, are by the beaches, by the seashore, definitely let us know what you're seeing across your neck of the woods, because we would love to see those storm reports. And if you have any photos, we have a Weather Watchers program that we're really going to be starting up in the evenings. So if you have any photos, the high temperatures and low temperatures of the day, definitely send us an email through that Weather Watchers email on our website. So putting a call out there for now for photos, storm photos from the day's storms, as well as observations. So definitely write in for that. We're going to be starting that up and really pushing that in the evening. So if you are a weather watcher, definitely keep sending in your reports. So right now we are seeing a lot of lightning up by Eldora, Oak Hill, Ariel, even up towards the beach of Edgewater, even still seeing a good amount of that lightning up by New Smyrna. But we're going to continue to really focus in on this lightning because that's what the main driver is. But severe thunderstorm warnings aren't based off lightning, they're based off of the wind speed. And they were clocking in like 45-mile-per-hour winds with this one system. So let's actually start off with that. Starting with our storm relative velocity, it does look like the wind has calmed down. It looked a little worse a couple minutes ago, but we were having some technical difficulties, so it took us a second to get on. But right now, still seeing 30, 25, 30, 40-mile-per-hour winds out ahead of that line. And so, but luckily not really seeing any rotation. So that's the good news right there. Still a good amount of lightning, which is a little concerning. Again, we talked about, if you joined us on our last stream, when we see clusters of lightning like this, or lightning kind of condensed into one little section, usually means that there's something happening within the storm. So that's something that we're going to be watching very closely. Not really seeing any shear, seeing some shear down by South Mare right now, but not seeing really that velocity. Maybe a little bit, ever so slightly, but not enough to really be concerning. But also, I do want to switch over to the possibility of hail as well. Looks like we're just seeing very heavy rain throughout this entire storm. But again, if you are in any of these areas where the severe thunderstorm warning is for, talking about Maytown, close to the Canaveral National Seashore, Oak Hill, Edgewater area, definitely let us know what you're seeing. It looks like a lot of rain out there for sure. I'm doing a quick check on our YouTube page. Doesn't look like anybody's rating there quite yet. But what I do want to check over here is our National Weather Service chat. So there are not any confirmed reports yet, but it is going to be remaining in effect until 3:30. Because of the possibility of 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds out ahead of this line. And so when we're talking about the radar, and again, we talked about this on our last stream, we were seeing these little boundaries starting to form. So if I back up just a little bit, also Cape Canaveral starting to see some rain as well. Daytona Beach seeing the last of that rain push out. Palm Coast seeing a little bit of a thunderstorm. We'll have to keep an eye on that because there is a lot of lightning with that. I'm going to pop on our special weather statements just to see if that's being flagged. Yep, of course. Okay, so we're going to be watching Flagler Beach as well within the next couple minutes. And I do want to just check because there is so much lightning with that. Storm relative velocity. Okay, so right now just seeing a lot of lightning, heavy rain, possibility of some hail in there as well. Little bit of that rotation, not enough for it to really be concerning quite yet. However, something that we're going to need to watch as this storm continues to make its way offshore or possibly down to the south. So we could, let me just pop this on the last 15 minutes. Okay, so it looks like the storm is making a southerly track. So with this one, let us put no lapse, see where this is headed. Okay, so Ormond by the Sea moving south at 20 miles per hour. So let's track this guy right here. Okay, so Ormond by the Sea, Ormond Beach area, you're probably going to be seeing parts of this storm as it continues to move southward. So we're going to be watching that very closely over the next couple of minutes. Pearson also up towards Crescent City, seeing some of that rain as well. But backing up once again, other than that, not really seeing anything. So we are, again, keeping an eye on the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Brevard, parts of Volusia, as well as parts of Seminole County. For the next half hour, we'll stay on for that. But we can see a lot of lightning associated with this. Looks like it's starting to dissipate a little bit. But usually with these storms, we see these storms pick up quite a bit and then die down pretty quickly. So these things that we just watch, especially with these afternoon and evening thunderstorms, they pick up, they produce a lot of lightning, and then they start to die out. But something that we really do watch, and we're seeing this right here on our radar, these little boundaries start to form. So these little arches, and you can see one right there from Bithlow up to Titusville, Playa Linda Beach. When thunderstorms start to form, they almost act like a vacuum, so they suck air high up into the atmosphere, and once that air cools, it has to drop because cold air is more dense than warm air. So we see this air kind of hit the surface and it kind of just spread out, almost like water after it gets popped after a water balloon. So we see all these like little boundaries start to form, and these little boundaries can fire off more thunderstorms. So this is something that we're going to be watching through the rest of the evening, because we could see some widespread thunderstorms as these boundaries kind of start to fire off. So we're going to be keeping an eye on those in particular, because if this one, let's see where the Cape Canaveral one is headed towards. Okay, so it looks like these are kind of following each other. So I think they're going to be, all these storms going to continue to make their way down to the south. This boundary shouldn't catch up with this guy that we're watching down here by Cape Canaveral. But again, most of these, especially when we see these evening and afternoon thunderstorms here in Florida, that's how we see so many of them. All these boundaries kind of just colliding, and that's what allows those thunderstorms to pick up quite a bit. So Oak Hill again, if you're just joining us, looks like it might have just got expired. Okay, so National Weather Service is still going to be watching this cluster of storms right here, all the way from New Smyrna back down towards Geneva. But the severe thunderstorm warning has expired. Good news. But I do want to, again, focus back up on our Palm Coast and Flagler Beach storm as well. Looks like Benella seeing a lot of rain, Flagler Beach seeing a lot of rain, Beverly Beach seeing a lot of rain. I'm going to check our Facebook comments real quick. Sorry, I've been slightly ignoring unintentionally. And if you have any storm reports, definitely let us know. Amy saying that she's in Edgewater and it looks like the worst is past. So let's check in on Edgewater. Down here. Yeah, so Edgewater, things have seemed to have pushed out. New Smyrna Beach, things are starting to clear out. Edgewater, still going to be seeing a little bit of rain out there right now, but most of the worst has passed. You're correct. You're correct on that one, Amy. Going to still be seeing just a lot of that lightning back down towards Oak Hill, Ariel, Maytown, even back down towards Geneva, seeing that lot of lightning there. Taking another quick check on our National Weather Service chat just to make sure There's no other storms that are being watched that could fire up. But yeah, the reason why that was flagged off in the first place for that severe thunderstorm warning was for the fact that clocking in 60-mile-per-hour winds, as well as the possibility of hail. So very typical for severe thunderstorm warnings in Florida. But we are going to be continuing to watch that through the rest of the evening. But Jackson writing in from Auburndale, things are looking okay out there right now, but we again are going to be seeing all these like little boundaries form and some tropical moisture continuing to roll in. So we could be seeing these thunderstorms become much more widespread as we head into the evening. Hopefully this is about it, but we are still seeing a lot of lightning from New Smyrna all the way down towards Mims, as well as that heavy, heavy rain. And yes, so Jackson's still seeing that severe weather possible in Auburndale. So that's something that we're going to continue to monitor. And we'll take a closer look at Auburndale in a second. But at least through the next couple of days, we have that possibility of seeing some flash flooding as we see some tropical moisture continuing to roll into the region, as well as the possibility of severe weather. Just like we saw today, we're in that moderate risk for severe weather, which is a level 1 out of 5. Possibly seeing a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. So that's something that we're going to be here for you for the rest of the evening. So we got you covered watching the radar for sure. And if anything does start to fire up, of course, we'll be back on here once again to break it down for you. So let's also do a check-in towards Auburndale for Jackson. Auburndale doesn't look too bad right now. Hey, there we go. Yeah, okay. So Auburndale doesn't look too bad right now. There is the possibility some of those thunderstorms could pop up Jackson, but we could be seeing that as well. Jackson also writing in, isn't there a tropical storm possibly forming? I think I saw a video about that. We're going to focus on radar for a couple more seconds just because still seeing a lot of lightning back up towards Palm Coast, and I want to put back on our laps. But Jackson, we'll talk about that in just a moment. But still seeing those lightning counts kind of rise and fall as we see those storms kind of pick up and die down. So we're going to be watching those through the rest of the evening. And again, all these storms kind of seem to be making this southerly track. And that's going to continue to pick up and then die down through the rest of the evening. But of course, seeing that very heavy rain and then things slowly starting to calm down as we take a look at, especially down the I-95 corridor. So Palm Coast, Daytona going to be seeing a couple more thunderstorms through the rest of the evening. Same with Deltona, Mims, Cocoa Beach. You're going to be starting to get that soon. And Cocoa Beach extremely busy this weekend because of the air show. That is actually just wrapping up now. So if you are in Cocoa Beach and you're listening or watching, definitely make sure you are listening for thunder. And if you are hearing thunder, definitely get inside as quick as possible. Let me hop back on Facebook, see if anyone's writing in from Cocoa. But we are going to be seeing that rain make its way over Cocoa Beach within the next couple of minutes. So just heads up for that if you are in Cocoa for the air show. Again, still seeing a good amount of rain by Oak Hill down towards the Canaveral National Seashore. Things are starting to slowly not be as clustered, which is good news, and also starting to see that rain breaking up as we make our way towards northern Brevard County, so that's good news as well. My focus right now is, again, Flagler Beach, seeing this storm right here. Looks like it is trying to break up, but still seeing a good amount of wind kind of in that area. So we're going to be watching that very closely, and also watching this little line of storms that's trying to make its way into Volusia County over the next couple of minutes. Looks like it's just a lot of rain, seeing a little bit of that lightning, and that's starting to break up over Pearson at the moment. Daniel on Facebook writing in, sorry, catching up on our Facebook comments. Mary, great idea. Winter Springs and Oviedo just got hit the last 2 days. TV and internet and electronics are blown. Yes, with all of that lightning, best thing I can definitely suggest is here in Central Florida, when we're in that stormy season, make sure you have surge protectors. I just bought a whole bunch of them And it saved me a couple of times now, actually. There's been a couple of lightning strikes near where I live, and it's definitely saved me for sure, especially with electronics, absolutely. Daniel writing in, how's SeaWorld at the moment? Let's close in on downtown Orlando. Epic Universe SeaWorld area, things are looking good. And what we can see here around the SeaWorld area, things are looking okay right now. Probably starting to see those storms or hear those thunder claps off in the distance. So we're going to be watching that very closely. But theme parks look good right now. We could be seeing some more of those storms trying to pop up. Maybe a couple of showers from the storms that are slowly starting to dissipate up north as they make their way down the I-4 corridor. Hopefully no more, or we're not going to be seeing too much more of that widespread rain, but definitely something to monitor as we see kind of all these little boundaries start to form. And that's what really fires up those thunderstorms and can make them very sporadic as we head through the rest of the evening. Tanya writing in from Bithlow. Bithlow going to be seeing that rain, so we can see that rain just off to the north in Snow Hill. This is going to be making its way down towards Bithlow as we head through the next couple of minutes. Doesn't look like you'll be seeing heavy thunderstorms, however, you are going to be seeing rain in the next couple of minutes. So, also checking in on our Facebook page as well. Writing in Natalie from Waterford Lakes. I believe that's up here. I know it's by Daytona, so it might take me a second to find it. Norman Beach area. Okay. Yeah, so it's right around here. We're going to be seeing another round of those storms continuing to make their way down towards DeLand as well. And that also kind of focuses in on that Waterford Lakes area. So, yeah, right around here is the Waterford Lakes area for Natalie. You're going to be seeing another round of those thunderstorms and heavy rain making its way down in a little bit. Probably you have about 5-10 minutes before you can see that. Douglas writing in a lot of thunder and lightning up by Palm Coast. Yes, we've been watching this little cluster continuing to pick up and die down. Looks like that lightning is becoming a little less condensed. Also seeing some people writing in on YouTube saying that my part of Oviedo is close to UCF and no rain. We'll check that in a second. But Douglas also seeing a lot of that lightning continuing to form as well. Checking down by UCF. Still seeing a little bit of that rain slowly going to be making its way down. It may have just nicked University Park. I think everything was kind of making its way down towards the southeast, so you might not see a lot of rain. It was heading that way, though, as this was a severe thunderstorm warning a couple of minutes ago, especially across Seminole County. So things are looking good right now. We'll see if any of those storms fire up in the next couple of minutes. But back towards Jackson asked a question earlier on about seeing the possibility of tropical weather over the next couple of days. And so I'm going to switch things around just a little bit. So bear with me. So for tropics, we are keeping an eye on a zone within the Gulf. And so with that, we are going to be monitoring a couple different things in the Gulf. And again, if anyone is seeing any storm reports, definitely write in, let us know. But switching gears a little bit, just give me a hot second here. And so, go. Okay, we should be good. All right, so what we're going to be keeping an eye on in the tropics, Jackson, this is going back to your question on YouTube. We are keeping an eye on a 20% chance of tropical development over the next 7 days. So possibly looking at later on this week, we could see some tropical development. Biggest thing for us here in Florida, heavy rainmaker. So kind of similar to what we saw with Chantal, even though we're not going to be in the direct path of what this thing could be within the formation zone, we're going to be seeing a lot of rain because we have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere that's going to kind of push over central Florida. And this is what's going to be bringing rounds and rounds and rounds of heavy, heavy rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So how this is going to go is that we're going to be seeing a lot of moisture kind of be pushed over from east to west, and then across the Gulf is where we could see something form tropics wise. So area of low pressure hasn't even formed yet, but it is likely to form across the southeast coast of the U.S. Gradual development possible this week, but again, it's kind of a wait and see kind of forecast. We're looking at a thing that hasn't formed yet, so it's a little bit tricky to forecast. So we're going to be watching things very closely, but heavy rain expected Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And this is a European model, and so it's a little bit more bullish, I'd say. So it's a little bit on the heavier side when it comes to that projection, but it has that potential for seeing something to form off the west coast of Florida and then possibly making its way up into Louisiana. So that's just one model that we're looking at. Models are kind of all over the place right now. So once this thing starts to form, we'll actually have a much better idea of how things are going to play. But we have 3 names on the list so far: Andrea, Barry, Chantal. And reason why we're going to be watching the Gulf in particular is because of that warm ocean water that we're seeing in the Gulf. 85, 86, 85 degree water. And as we see kind of like this, all this moisture from the eastern coast of Florida kind of get pushed over because of also that warm ocean water, we're going to be seeing lots of heavy rain over the next couple of days. So flash flooding could be a potential over the next couple of days. So just make sure you are staying weather aware with that, and make sure that you also have that Fox Local app downloaded as well. So that's the biggest thing that I can say. Again, through the rest of this evening, we're going to be keeping an eye on that severe threat for the possibly some more severe storms. So just make sure you are staying weather aware with that. Things are looking okay at the moment. Again, still watching our Flagler Beach and Daytona Beach area with that lightning as well. So I am going to pop up our special weather statements. And it doesn't look like it's under, oh yeah, it is. Okay, it just got expired. So we're going to be watching these areas very closely through the rest of the region, through the rest of the evening, excuse me. So we're going to be monitoring all of these storms as they continue to make this southerly path. And we see more storms that are going to be slowly on the way, more storms up by St. Augustine. So Palm Coast, you're not in the clear yet. Palatka seeing more of those storms continuing to make their way down from Jacksonville. So just make sure, again, you are keeping an eye on the forecast through the rest of the evening. But hopefully, because we've already seen storms, especially in the Flagler Coast area, down in Volusia County, once these storms kind of make it into their atmosphere that's kind of been reset, these storms should start to calm down. But until then, we're going to be focusing in on a couple more different things. And again, we're starting to see these little boundaries start to form. So we could be seeing more of those storms starting to focus in across Cape Canaveral, in the inlets along the Banana River, seeing more of those storms continuing to fire up along the Space Coast as we head through the rest of the evening. But for now, we're going to wrap it up here. Again, keeping an eye on a few other of those severe of our special weather statements, just some areas that we're going to be watching through the next couple of minutes. And of course, if we do see any more severe thunderstorm warnings, we'll be back on here, and we are back on at 5 on air. So of course, we'll have you covered on air and online for the rest of the evening. All right, everybody, have a safe rest of the evening, and make sure you are staying weather aware. And we will talk to you in a little bit. Last question that I just saw pop up: what is the next name? Next name on the list is Dexter. So we'll wrap up here. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and of course, if we see anything else pop up on the radar, we'll be right back here on Facebook and YouTube to answer and break down the latest. Have a great one, everybody.